There is a compact of MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation sitting on a Macy's counter right now. It costs $40. A woman in her late 50s is buying it for the 15th year in a row. The sales associate helping her is 24 years old and wearing the exact same product. And on her, it looks flawless. On the woman buying it, it will catch in every crease on her face by lunchtime and add 10 years she does not have. The associate knows this. She will not say a word. Your makeup is not decoration. It is not a habit. After 50, it is a verdict. These are the 5 makeup products that quietly cheapen your look after 50, and then 5 that earn their place in your bag before you check the mirror. Number 1 on the avoid list. The Full Coverage Matte Powder Foundation. Walk into any Sephora or department store in America, and you will find them lined up under ring lights that make everything look flawless on the shelf. MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus is the most recognized offender, but Estee Lauder Double Wear Powder, Bare Minerals Original, and most drugstore pressed powders follow the same formula logic. They retail between $25 and $45, and they are engineered for a problem your skin no longer has. After menopause, women lose roughly 30% of their skin's collagen in just the first 5 years. Skin thins at about 1% per year. And the oil production that made you reach for powder in your 30s slows to a fraction of what it used to be. Matte powder foundations are loaded with talc, silica, and clay-based absorbents built to soak up that oil. On a 55-year-old whose skin is drier and thinner, those absorbents pull the last remaining moisture from the surface. By mid-morning, it sits in the creases like grout between bathroom tiles. MAC Studio Fix markets itself for blur matte finish and 24-hour oil control. Reviews on MAC's own website are consistent. It clings to every line. It leaves my skin dull and lifeless. That is the product performing as advertised. On skin it was never formulated for. Number 2. CoverGirl. Simply Ageless Pressed Powder. This one deserves its own spot because of what is printed on the compact. Simply Ageless. CoverGirl partnered with Olay. The packaging says anti-aging. The shelf placement at Walmart and Target is eye level for the exact woman the name is speaking to. And at $16, it sits right in the impulse buy range. Pull up the verified purchase reviews from actual women over 60 on Walmart's website. Every wrinkle and line was dramatized. Made me look older than I am. These are the target customer, reporting the opposite result from what the packaging promised. Compare the ingredient list on CoverGirl. Simply Ageless to any other CoverGirl pressed powder without the Olay branding. The base is the same talc and silica blend. The difference is not in the pan. The difference is on the label. CoverGirl. Simply Ageless is the beauty industry equivalent of putting a low-fat sticker on a cookie that was always low-fat. Number 3. The Dark Lip Liner and Matte Lipstick Combination. This is less about one brand and more about a technique that peaked in 1996. Dark brown or burgundy lip pencil, traced outside the natural lip line, filled with a matte lipstick 1 or 2 shades lighter. MAC Spice, MAC Cherry, Charlotte Tilbury, Lip Cheat in the deeper shades, still bestsellers 2 decades later. The pencil has not changed in 20 years. Your lip has. After 50, lips lose their natural pigment. They lose volume as the fat pad beneath the lip border thins out. Fine vertical lines form around the mouth. Makeup artist Christina Flack has said it plainly. Anyone over 40 should not use a lip liner darker than the lipstick they are wearing. A dark outline around lips that have lost volume does the opposite of what it did at 30. It frames a smaller canvas with a hard border. Matte formulas grip onto those vertical lip lines and dry into them within the first hour. The look reads as a technique from a decade that has passed, applied to a lip that has moved on. Number 4. Glitter and chunky shimmer eyeshadow, especially under the brow bone. Celebrity makeup artist Karen Jackson explains the physics. Shimmer eyeshadow can be cruel to even slightly textured skin. Metallic and glitter particles catch in fine lines around the eyes and crackle. Smooth, firm skin bounces light evenly. Skin with creasing and more delicate texture around the eye socket scatters that light into every fold, highlighting each one instead of blurring it. The biggest offender is shimmer under the brow bone. Over 50 makeup educator Kim puts it directly. Using a shimmer underneath the brow just ages you. The skin there is some of the thinnest on the face. Putting a reflective product on it is a spotlight on the one area most women would rather minimize. A fair caveat though. Cream shimmer pressed lightly onto the center of the lid can still look beautiful at any age. The problem is dry, powdery glitter packed across the entire lid and swept up to the brow, which is exactly what Urban Decay, MAC Dazzle Shadow, and most drugstore duochrome palettes are packaged to encourage. Number 5 on the avoid list. Heavy mascara and black liquid liner on the lower lash line. The products themselves can be fine. Maybelline Lash Sensational, L'Oreal Voluminous, Charlotte Tilbury, Pillow Talk, Push Up Lashes. All capable mascaras. What goes wrong is the application. Multiple coats on both the top and bottom lashes, paired with a tight black line on the lower waterline. Celebrity makeup artist Susie Gerstein describes the effect. Heavy mascara on the bottom lashes casts shadows and flakes throughout the day, creating the illusion of dark circles. It pulls the eye down as a whole. After 50, the skin beneath the eye is more translucent, more fragile, and already showing shadows on its own. Adding dark, heavy product below the eye amplifies every one of them. MAC's own senior artists have recommended that women over 40 switch from black liner to brown. Brown gives a softer definition that opens the eye without the harshness that black creates against paler, thinning skin. Leave the lower lash line bare, or at most, a light press of brown shadow along the outer third. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe. We cover what is actually worth your money in makeup and skincare every week. Now, the 5 products worth every dollar. Number 1. Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Color Correcting Foundation, $40. Laura Geller is a name most women in this audience have never come across. She was a theatrical makeup artist in New York, and she built this product after years of women telling her that when they turned 40, their foundation suddenly felt cakey. That complaint became the whole company. Baked Balance and Brighten is technically a powder, but the formula begins as a cream, hand poured onto terracotta tiles in southern Italy and baked for 24 hours. That process transforms the texture so it buffs on like a dry powder, but wears like a lightweight cream. Reviews from women in their 60s, 70s and 80s are remarkably consistent. It does not gather in lines and creases. I am continually told how youthful my skin looks at 65. Marie Claire named it the best buildable foundation for mature skin. Dermatologist Howard Sobel formally endorsed it for sensitive and aging skin. For anyone who has used powder her entire adult life and cannot imagine switching to a liquid, this is the bridge. Same compact, same brush, same morning ritual. Completely different result. Number 2. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, $49, with a $14 alternative. This is a glow booster, not a foundation. Most women over 50 need less coverage and better light. Hollywood Flawless Filter uses smoothing polymers and finely milled blurring powders suspended in a glossy oil base. It can replace foundation on casual days, sit underneath one as a luminizing primer, or be tapped onto the cheekbones as a subtle highlight with zero glitter. Charlotte Tilbury built it to replicate the soft focus lens effect that cinematographers use on film. Makeup artist Lisa Eldridge, who has worked on Helen Mirren, Kate Winslet and Keira Knightley, recommends it for women who want luminosity that looks like it came from the skin rather than a product. ELF Halo Glow Liquid Filter costs $14 at Target and performs almost identically. Spend $49 or spend 14. Both deliver. Neither will deliver over a matte powder foundation, which brings the whole conversation full circle. Number 3. Kosas Revealer Super Creamy Brightening Concealer, $30. The under eye area is where the most common mistake happens after 50. The advice she has followed for decades is simple. Apply concealer, set it with powder, move on. On the thinner, drier skin she has now, the powder dehydrates the concealer beneath it, and within 2 hours, the entire area looks like crumpled tissue paper. Makeup artist Erica Taylor, 26 years in the industry, recommends the Kosas Revealer because it fixes the root cause. It is silicone-free. It contains caffeine, peptides, and hydrating acids that treat the under eye while concealing it. In the brand's clinical study of 20 women, every single participant showed improvement in crow's feet and creases after 28 days. That is a concealer performing like skincare. One thin layer pressed with a fingertip, left completely alone. Skip the powder. Skip the baking. That entire ritual was invented for skin that still had oil to absorb. Number 4. Jones Road Miracle Balm, $38. This is the product women over 50 keep texting to their daughters and their group chats. Jones Road was founded by Bobbi Brown after she left the brand that still carries her name. She built it for women whose skin had changed and whose makeup bag had not. Miracle Balm is a tinted moisturizing balm made from castor seed oil, beeswax, argan oil, and jojoba, with mica and pigment for a subtle flush of color. It replaces powder blush, and the reason that swap matters is anatomy. The fat pads in your cheeks descend with age. The apples of your cheeks, where every magazine in the 90s told you to apply blush, now sit lower on the face. Powder blush drifts further down throughout the day and pulls the visual weight toward the jaw. Cream balm tapped onto the cheekbone stays where you place it. Catherine O'Hara wore it to the 2024 Emmy Awards. Paulina Poriskova has endorsed it publicly. A 65-year-old reviewer called it a few tiny miracles. Miracle Balm carries a citrus and rosemary scent that some women with fragrance sensitivity do not tolerate. If that is not a deal breaker, this single jar replaces the powder blush, the powder bronzer, and the shimmer highlighter taking up space in a bag that was overdue for an edit. Number 5. Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation, $48. Clinique is the brand most of this audience grew up trusting. The green packaging, the 3-step system, the dermatologist stamp on every counter card. A lot of what Clinique has sold over the past 2 decades has coasted on that reputation rather than living up to it. This product is a genuine exception. Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation works as both a foundation and a dark spot treatment. It contains vitamin C, salicylic acid, and a tone-correcting complex that visibly evens skin over 12 weeks. Clinique reports improvement within the first 4 weeks. The finish is natural, not matte, and the coverage builds from light to full. Makeup artist Sandy Linter, who has painted the faces of Christy Brinkley and Isabella Rossellini, recommends it for women dealing with age spots and uneven tone. For the woman who has been loyal to Clinique for decades and suspects the products have changed, this is the one formula that earns that loyalty back. Forget the powder compact from 2004. Forget the formula that oxidized orange by noon. This is a legacy brand that finally caught up to the customer standing at its counter. The pattern across all 5 recommended products is identical. Cream and liquid textures, skincare ingredients built into the pigment, fine milled particles that soften rather than spotlight. And not a single one requires setting powder. The 5 on the avoid list share the opposite quality. They pull moisture, amplify texture, and were built for a version of your skin that stopped existing years ago. The packaging says the right words. The formula does the wrong thing. And both count on you never questioning the difference. Choose accordingly. Tell me in the comments which product you are swapping first. I will be in there reading everyone.